Welcome back to HPL or the PPV Live Studios here in Frisco, Texas. And what a queue up by Purple last round, getting that Druid deck in just the right time and catching Ostkaka playing Freeze Mage.
Not only that, but he had a Keys and Mystic in his deck as well. What do you think of Keys and Mystic? Get out there on Twitter, use that hashtag HPL. Let us know if you think that choice should be in his deck or if it's a little bit
Nathan's
overboard.
not a fan.
No, I'm not a fan of that card at all. If he doesn't run into Freeze Mage, he like never does anything.
But it's Purple. He always has some flair in his decks. He's got to, he's got to like let you know I kind of got you.
Well, I mean, he did kind of get him in that game too.
Oh yeah.
Emperor Thorson also kind of got him as well.
Oh yeah, for
Savage
sure.
Roars. I mean, how do you beat that one? We're gonna find out how Ostkaka intends to beat this one because game number 4 is about to get underway. Ostkaka, he needs 2 straight, and Purple is on match point.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they queue up here. I fully expect Ostkaka to maybe change it up here and play something aggressive again, but no, he's going back to Control Warrior. Purple sticking with Druid. Don't hate this matchup.
No, but look what Purple's done. We had Keys and Mystic in his deck last time. This time he's got Acidic Swamp.
What is going on? He's in his head. I'm telling you right now, he just knows what he's going to do ahead of time. It's unbelievable.
This is unreal. I've never seen anyone get the better of cubes like this.
Yeah, I mean, Purple just seems to know what their opponents are going to do and just walk them into it. It's almost like he has a super game plan just drawn out for every opponent here in HPL and knows what they're going to do when what happens.
I mean, this is kind of a big talking point too, though. Going into the World Championships last year, Firebat was doing, research second to none, and I bet, all the work that he was doing and trying to figure out the right builds, that helped him win the World Championships. And Purple was kind of one of the guys who was helping him practice in that spot, and I know Purple does the same kind of homework.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're seeing it come through in spades here in HPL, just getting tons of wins that you might not otherwise see. He's getting these great value off things like snipe and stuff. But as we come back to this game, you see Purple's just going to start shredding away at this armor as soon as he can. He's got the shade and maybe can grow it out of the range of these weapons that Ostkaka has. And we're going to have to see if he can get away with it here, but Ostkaka draws a Harrison Jones. It's not going to be great this game.
Iron Beak Owl is going to have a little bit of value versus Shade. But Harrison Jones is going to have no value in this matchup. When you have those kinds of effects going back and forth, your advantage is nullified when you can't make use of both of those cards in that matchup. And everything looking beautiful for Purple so far. I mean, the Shade on board is going to grow a little bit out of control, and Ostkaka, he's just going to develop a weapon here straight away, and Purple is going to punish him for it.
Yep, Acidic Swamp Ooze, get ya.
Wow.
Just take out the full 2 charges from this Death Spite.
Now, one of the benefits that Ostkaka does have going for him is he has Cruel Taskmaster to answer this Acidic Swamp Ooze, so he can kind of stay in this game one step at a time. But I can't feel comfortable seeing Acidic Swamp Ooze come out after he just got Keys and Mystic in the last game.
Yeah, so I want to ask you something. We've seen Gorehowl in a couple of these Warrior decks lately. Like, why does Ostkaka have this in against a player like Purple?
I think it's here mainly to fight some battles that he expects to go a little bit longer.
Like these piloted Shredder games and things like that.
In any sort of kind of longer game situation, Gorehowl can be used to massive effect. And sort of something else you're going to see is if he expects Purple to play things like weapon removal, at some point in the game, then the Gorehowl will stick to the board. He's not going to have an opportunity to always use something like a Harrison Jones or an Acidic Swamp Ooze to punish that. So I think both of those things are kind of coming into effect. But, what it really appears to me is that Ostkaka just not really having the same thought process that Purple's having, and he's just kind of one step behind.
Wow, he's actually going to Fiery Works and kill this Acidic Swamp Ooze and not put the Cruel Taskmaster in play. Doesn't want to give him a free trade off of the Shade here.
Yeah, I don't mind that either, because that does also keep the Cruel Taskmaster to activate and execute in the right kind of situation. But this is where Purple is going to start to take his aggressive push. Lotheb making sure that no executes can get used, and now the Shade.
Yeah, if you want to execute here, it gives him his whole turn.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a Death Spite if he wants to take this out. And not only has he seen Death Spite already, but Ostkaka's got a Fiery War Axe on board also, so everything working against him so far in these matches.
Yeah, I mean, you got to believe that he's even strongly considering using the Execute this turn, even though it's 6 mana to take care of the Shade, because it's going to start getting away. But he could also, use this Iron Beak Owl to make the Shade back to a 2/2 and then get a little bit of value off of his Fiery War Axe here. Still get to armor up this turn. This seems a little bit better than using his whole turn of Execute.
I mean, one of the problems here is that he's now going to start falling very far behind in initiative on board. Purple's got so many clean turns moving forward. Even understands that Wrath is not the strongest card in this matchup. Just going to cycle it and then add Piloted Shredder behind this. And now Ostkaka falling way behind. And this is the dangerous position when Druid gets ahead on the board and they start heading into those 9-minute turns.
Yeah, they start snowballing out of control very quickly. He's got a swipe. He's got an Ancient Lord to draw more cards. He's got this Druid of the Claw to get a lot of damage in. He also has an Innervate, so if he draws something like Savage Roar, he can combo out very quickly. In fact, if he draws it here, it's lethal.
Yeah, Savage War is lethal straight away. Doesn't have it this
With the
turn.
way this match is going, I'm really surprised Purple didn't draw it there.
Well, he's going to have 2 more draws to get that Savage War if he wants to, and in the meantime, going to continue to punish Ostkaka with just these strong and resilient threats. This Gorehell, more of a desperation play, I'd say, for Ostkaka than anything else. No way to pad his life total and just not efficient ways to answer.
This game's almost over already.
Down to 12. I mean, if he wants to use Gorehell, he's falling at least to 8 after that.
And he can Grom to take care of the piloted Shredder as well and put a giant threat on board, but that's going to bring him down to such a low life total.
Yeah, I don't think he can afford to do that. You know, he's got to find some way to start answering what's going on, and I just don't think it's
he
there.
can use Cruel Taskmaster and pair it with Execute as well this turn, but then, that uses 3 mana, goes down to 5. I guess he could develop a Harrison Jones, but, maybe he could take 4 damage off this piloted Shredder. Can he afford to do that as well?
I think he's going to have to at some point in this match. I would like to see him.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be lethal next turn. With the Innervate, he's going to be able to Force of Nature plus
Plus Druid of the Claw and Charge.
Plus Druid of the Claw and Charge,
He's got swiping. He's got all the answers in his hand to take care of this matchup. And Purple queuing up fantastically in this matchup, winning game 1 in a situation where it necessarily wasn't a very favorable matchup, but able to have the right answers for it.
Yeah, plus Keeper of the Grove. That's what I meant to say, actually.
And taking this match 3 games to 1 over Ostkaka, who certainly was not getting the better of these games.
Yeah, definitely not. You definitely saw Purple take what seemed like full advantage of Ostkaka here in this matchup.
You can see it right there in his face too, kind of like, well, that's the way the game goes sometimes. Maybe he's getting better cues than he expected to get in this matchup as well. That's always a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, you got to know that he had things like Freeze Mage in mind, and he just sniped him at the exact right time with the Druid deck. But then he was playing Control Warrior the game before, and Druid, that's not a terrible matchup for you. You're okay with it. You have some real good weapons to work out from there.